Hey everybody, finally got around to doing my second YouTube tutorial. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do Newton Faulkner's I Need Something. I'm going to do the intro, the verse, and then how it goes back into the intro section, because those are sort of, well, the intro section's the trickiest bit, the verse isn't too bad, but the chorus I'm just going to leave out because that's just chords to play, so I'll let you go and sort yourself out for that. What I'll do is I'll start by playing the intro, and we'll go and talk about tuning, and then we'll talk about actually how to do it. So hope you enjoy. Okay, so a little bit of a mess up on the ending there, but you get the idea. Right, let's talk about tuning. So obviously this is not in standard tuning, you may have picked that up. This is in what we call dad-gad. So from the lowest sounding E string, it's a D, A, D, G, A, D. Do that again. D, A, D, G, A, D. Okay, so you need to get those nicely in tune because it's a tuning that you can play the whole strings and it all comes through in a nice sound. No capos or anything, so that's really simple. So let's just start talking about the actual playing of it. Okay, so let's start off with the tricky bit, the intro bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off the first two things. First notes is you take the two Ds as they are now, so the E string and the D string, and you're just going to pull them like that. And you have your hand ready. So on the very top D string, as it is now, the E string, if you use your ring finger and you've got it already held down on fret 5, because what you can do is you're going to start off with a pull off, so it's going to go. Okay. Just to say, I was contemplating two ways of doing this. I thought I could explain all the as one block and then add the other hand on top, but I find it's easier to actually explain the pattern as you go through, because that's how I listen to it when I play it. I don't remember the notes, I just remember how it sounds and play that. So what we've got is as you can hear, it's quite important to get a clean pull off and clean hammer on there. So make sure that when you pull off, you're slightly pulling the string down, because that gives it that good, nice, bright sound. And when you hammer on, then use the pad part of your finger and make sure it's nice and clean between the two to the frets. Okay. So it goes pull off 5, pull off 4, pull off 2 with your first finger, and hammer on to the 3. And again. That's as far as you get before the right hand comes into play. Obviously it's going to be trickier coordinating two hands, but let's just go through that. So it's open 5, open 4, open 2, 4. Open 5, open 4, open 2, 4. Okay, so So we're going to get our right hand ready now. So as soon I find that when you start playing it, pluck these quite high up because they'll ring perfectly fine, and have your hand ready so that your first finger, which is going to do the tapping, you may prefer third, but I played with both of them, and I decided I like the first finger. So that's got to be ready to tap onto the D, A, D, G at fret 7. That's where it's going to be going for. So you've got to be hovering around 7. So you're going to hammer down on fret 7, slide up to 9, and then back down. So you've got to strike it quite hard because it's got to ring right the way through. After a bit of practicing, your finger's going to get a little bit sore and look a little bit stripy, but that's okay. It's probably just because I've got dirty strings, which is a bit bad, but there we go. So as soon as you get to there, you strike down. So it's 2 hands going down. Then you can forget about this because it's not moving as your right hand moves up and down. Okay, which makes the coordination a lot easier. If you have to do the 2 at the same time, obviously it would be a bit trickier. So luckily the 2 hands kind of take turns to move. So we've got the first section of that part done. Right, now the left hand, continues and just goes as far as that. So it's the same striking pattern as we've been doing so far. Open 5, open 4, open 2, 4. Now this is where the right hand moves again. So we're going to slide from here. We're going to go up to 14. Should be able to hear that. That's the note we're aiming for, but it'll sound through the slide as you move up. As your finger kind of catches all these frets, it shortens the string and it makes it vibrate, so it gets that sound out. So you can just hear it. The faster you play it, the more likely it'll sound true. But when you're sliding, what I do is, because you don't really need to look at what you're doing in your left hand, spot where you're going to move to. So you look, and you're looking down to 14, really helps you to nail that slide. And then you can slide to it every time, but do spot it because that makes a big difference. Okay, so you've gone so we get, after the slide up, we've got open, so we're pulling off 5, open 4. Yeah, so we tap down on 2 with our first finger, tap down on 4, and we do that little roll. Okay, so and as you're doing that roll, this hand is getting ready to play strings 2 and 3. So A and D. Left hand is just continuing. And we come up and play. Sorry, am I thinking? Nothing like that. We're doing some tap harmonics now. You may or may not have done tap harmonics before. But luckily we're doing them in quite an easy place. We're doing it right on the 12th fret. All you've got to do is on the G string. Okay, this one here. You're just going to tap really hard right on that fret. So you've got to really aim to hit that fret. And as soon as you tap it, you've got to pull straight off again. And that gives you that tap harmonic. Practice makes perfect, and I always find it's easier to play it when you're actually playing, if you see what I mean. And you're going to go down to the D string, do the same thing, and then just play the open A as it is now, so string 5, and then play harmonics. So that's the 2 top strings, 12th fret harmonic. So touch very lightly, strike the two together, so pinch it with the right hand. Bottom note. Okay, so the whole lot together should sound like this. Okay. Next section is really easy. So you've played the opening. He sings, "I need something to believe in," and then you're playing strings 2 and 3. "'Cause I don't believe in myself." So that's the harmonics again. Back down to that bottom D. By the way, excuse my singing. I'm not a singer, so you just have to suffer it while I'm doing this little section. So we've done Sick and Tired. Sick and tired of going nowhere, 'cause I don't believe in myself. Okay, and when we move on to the next section now, we're going to start off, we're going to bar across all but the bottom D string on 4th fret. I'm going to put our ring finger down on the G string on fret 6. So there's a little bit of a pattern to play in this. So it's, you play string 2, 3, and then you use your ring finger and your middle finger to play the next 2 strings down. So we're not actually striking the top D string as it is now. It's that pattern. And then we're going to strike that D string and the string 3. I'm going to play the open A. Now all I've got is I've got my ring finger just because I slid down. Actually, to be honest with you, I think when I play it I actually swap to my first finger because it makes it easier in a minute. So that's on fret 2 on the G string. Always have to think about that. Same string pattern as before. Again, striking string 3, the D, before you move on to the next one, and it's just going down to that bottom D string now. Let's review. So we've got bar across 4 with your ring finger on 6 of the G string. Okay, and we're going to go string 2, string 3, next 2. See, I swapped to the first finger that time, makes it easier for the bit coming up. Now, I don't know if this is actually right, but this is certainly how I play it. I've kept my first finger down on the 2nd fret there. I'm going to play that string and the lower string above it, and slide up to fret 7. So basically we're sliding up to the same note at the top, that D, and then you're just doing a roll across the top 3 strings. D, A, G. Straight back into the bar across 4. So that repeats. Now this is where it goes back into that intro section. So as soon as you've played the last, get yourself on that 5th fret with your ring finger ready to start again, and bring this hand up ready so you're ready to tap the right hand section. And then you're done for those bits. And like I say, there are chords for the other sections, so you can find those pretty much anywhere. They're quite easy to get. Remember, they are going to be a bit different because they are in dadgad tuning, but you'll get it no problem. But that's the bit that I think asks for an explanation. So that's why I've put it out there. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next one.